Okay, so we have completed image picker, which allow our application to pick image from either camera or gallery, application gallery. So you can choose either to load from gallery, which is from pick image, source image gallery, or from camera, which you choose the source from camera. And then you should be able to just new product here, and then should be able to take picture, right? But when we take picture by using this image picker library, we end up with various image aspect ratio. Okay, so you have your landscape mode, you have your portrait mode, and then you have different sizes in terms of the image quality produced by your camera. So you need to further process your image that you've taken and then make it into what we call as a more refined or more standard image size or aspect ratio. So here we have for this application or for this book, I use image cropper library, which allow for our image to be cropped by using this this quite interesting library here. We call it image cropper. Okay, so image cropper library, which you can just install. If you go to the image cropper, around image cropper through PubDev, you can see this. The current version is actually version 3. The one that I use is version 1. So I have updated based from the previous class. I've updated the codes. So there are small changes required to the codes from my book, which I'm going to update later. Because here what you have is a very special library that allow for these 3 platforms to be used. So you can use for Android, iOS, and web, which is great. And then what you need to do is just import the library. Okay, you can just install the library. And then the library will automatically implement what we call as a cropper sub application within your application. And this library developed by this company here, Yalantis. And they allow for your application to be able to modify your image, okay, without having for you to do it yourself. Right, so you can see from this animation here, it basically allow you to rotate, to crop based on the aspect ratio here, 1:1, 3:2, 4:3, or 16:9. Okay, so you can choose which one, or you can just limit if you want to have only 1:1, like for example, our application here. So usually I just use 1:1, which is a square image. It's just a square image. The reason being is that square image is much more friendly in terms of if you want to list this image later on. Okay, you can have square by square. So you can put your image in a grid view, grid layout, and then your image look nice in a square image. This is basically similar to your Instagram, right? Your Instagram, they use a square image. So we try to make sure that the size of the image consistent throughout your application. So whenever user take pictures of a product or a service that they provided, they can have a consistent image size and also quality. All right, so implementation is actually quite simple. Once you download and import, for Android, you need to update your Android manifest and you need to add this activity into your Android manifest. So which is available under your Android folder. So you have to go to your Android folder, app, source, main, Android manifest, and you can see there's a new activity here. Okay, so up here, this is the main activity. This is the activity that that defined by the Android manifest for Android application. But if you want to add second activity, you can just add down here. And this is the activity that define the sub application, okay, the sub module for the cropper, so that you can use the cropper into your application. So just add that, and then your pub/spec YAML, your YAML file, and make sure that you have the image cropper. And this one basically the latest version. But for latest version, there's a slight changes required in the code. So the book, from the book, you can see if you want to use image cropper, you can just straight away use this function, this method here. And this method basically just one method, and call this method anywhere within the class. And make sure that here I use image and the image file that we presented. But there's a slight changes on that. So let me show you the changes required. The changes required here is here, this one. So it seems to be the same, but only thing that you need to make sure to be able to understand here is that nowadays you need to use in latest Flutter codes, most of the object is a null safe, or they call it null safety. So make sure that the object crop file that we import from the image cropper library is set to check for null. Okay, there's a question mark at the back of the class there to check for null. And image, this is the file object for the image. The source path is from the image that we have taken by using image picker. And then the aspect ratio here, so I just disable the rest. I just want to have a square image crop aspect ratio enable. And down here, this is just for the Android UI settings. So the title of the toolbar color, the toolbar widget color, aspect ratio, preset. So everything defined through the UI setting. But here I remove the web setting. Okay, because I don't want to use for web. Even if you don't want to use for iOS, you can just remove for iOS. So means that this is the important part here. So small changes required here, and it's different. That's different other than that. So they don't use file anymore. They use crop image. So you need to change that. So this is crop file. There's a new class introduced in version 3. File introduced only available in version 1 of the image cropper. But for for the crop file, you need to use for version 3, you need to use crop file. And then the crop file object down here, you need to convert back to file, because the one that you use in your application is a file. Okay, so my book here down here, I can straight away assign image to crop file, because crop file is file image type. But unfortunately, the new version, the file or the crop file here is not type file. It's type crop file. Okay, the class is different. So since the class is different, you need to change the class, and then you need to update that with this. Okay, so this basically will change or will translate or we call it the correct term, create your file again, and then assign to the global image object so that you can use. Right, so this is the only update. So you need to update 1 and 2. Okay, there are 2 things that you need to update, and that basically allow you to have this. Okay, so this is basically what you get. So you have 1 by 1, so which you can just move around. Okay, this is 1 by 1 aspect ratio. So 1 by 1 aspect ratio allow for your image to be cropped as square, right? Totally square. So you can crop, and then I'm not quite sure. I did remove the this one. So if you want to tilt or you want to make it look different in terms of the angle, so you can move the angle here, right? So, but this one I'm not quite sure what is this. This is for cropping. This is for, or this is for another one. I'm not quite sure. This is what? Oh, this is zooming, and yeah, something like that. Okay, so the aspect ratio is 1:1. So press OK. So you get aspect ratio 1:1 square image. Okay, instead of having a landscape image or a portrait image or a landscape image, so you have yourself a nice square image. So this square image later on we're going to upload to server and then store into the server directory. The rest, you have your product name, product description, product price, product quantity, and delivery charge, and also checkbox here for the lawful item check, right? So that basically conclude the image cropper, which basically is quite simple because of the library, okay, the library provided by the image cropper, okay. They have covered everything. Okay, you don't have to implement your own overlay. You don't have to implement the aspect ratio, the way that you want to choose your aspect ratio. Everything handled by the Yalantis library provided for free. Okay, so this is the power of open source. So you just use it into your application and then implement as your own. And surprisingly, they don't charge anything. You can just use the library for free. Okay, because what they have here, what they have provided here is quite a lot, actually. Okay, because they cut short in terms of the way that you manage your image. Okay, the way that you handle your image, that basically is what we call it is just a blessing. Okay, very easy to do, and you don't have even to worry about the size of the image or the ratio of the image anymore. You can just choose the preset ratio, which is I already disabled here. I don't want to use 3:2 or the original size or the ratio 4:3 or 16:9 for the wide screen. Okay. But that depends on your application. So which ratio that you choose or which ratio of image that look good in your application, you can just choose, right? Okay, so we're going to look at location-based service. So location-based service for this application, the new product page also require location to insert into new product information. So this is basically to avoid user or any user who like to add product is not part of the current location. Okay, reason being is that this application is a location-based service type of application which require user current location or the product current location. Because sometimes when you post product, like for example, by using Mudah, you can set which or which state you are in or which location you are you want to say. Even though the product is not there, even you are in Kedah and then you say your product is in Johor, okay, the product is not with you, the product is in Johor. So you don't want that because the target for this application or the purpose of this application is to sell local based product to local buyer. Okay, we try to improve this. This is the idea of the product, right? The idea of the project. So it's not similar to Mudah or any other application, so that it basically support only local product. So that's why we need this information. But you have to be very careful when you use location-based service, because in location-based service, this involve what we call it data privacy. Okay, because you are asking user for their location, for their current location. So this can fall under data privacy, and since that you need to request permission from user. You need to ask user for the location, and if user don't agree for that, they don't have to. but means they cannot use the application. Okay, because you have to state it that this application requires your to enable your location-based service, which is your GPS. You need to slide down and enable your location service, which allow your application to access your current location, okay, by using GPS, global positioning satellite. All right, so to enable location-based services, we need to use two type of library or plugin. One is Geolocator and the other one is Geocoding. Okay, so Geolocator Library basically allow for your application to implement permission handling, and also to be able to access your location-based sensor to retrieve information such as latitude and longitude. Okay, so latitude and longitude information basically determine your location, or for short, lat lang data. Okay, lat lang data. So this lat lang data basically allow for the application to determine user current location. Okay, that for geolocator. The other library called Geocoding. So Geocoding basically, it is a very interesting library which basically allow for your application to retrieve address automatically. Okay, so which means that when you already have your lat lang information, latitude and longitude information, which is your current position, like for example, we are in or northern part of Malaysia, our latitude is 6.4 something something, and longitude is about 100 point something something something. Okay, so that is basically the general location for northern part of Malaysia. So once you get the information, you feed your location to the to geocoding library. So geocoding library will automatically determine your address, which able to retrieve your country information, your state's information, your locality information, and sometimes up to the level of even phone number. Okay, that depend on the database. And this is a surprisingly free library for now. Okay, I've been using it for a very long time already, and it's still free. And you don't have to pay for the API. Even though they have the advanced version, which is provided by Google, but so far this is still free. Okay, they still provide this service for free. So let's start with having or enable. Let's start with Geolocator. Okay, so let's start with that. So for Geolocator, library. Okay, so which is available through PubDev. And you can use this for these platforms, Android, iOS, Mac, web, and Windows, which is quite extensive. For the Geolocator plugin, it basically allow for the application to retrieve all this information, get your last known location, get your current location of the device, implement continuous location updates, which means that whenever you move around, if your application requires that, it will be able to track you based on the interval that you set. Let's say like you set interval for 10 seconds. Every 10 seconds, it will take your location information and then use that information. Okay, so if you want to track someone or if you want to track your device, so you can use this to do the tracking. Check for the location service enable or not, calculate distance between two geocoordinate, but in radius. Okay, distance in radius, which means that if your application require to check for the radius length between one or between two geolocation, you should be able to determine the length in radius, not through the routing service usually provided by Google Map. Okay, but here should be good enough to be able to get distance. Okay, and also bearing. Okay, so those are the information. Version 7 at the moment, applying several breaking changes. Okay. Place mark from address and place mark from coordinate are no longer part of the plugin. Okay, yeah. This is true because they move all the plugin to the geocoding. So you need geocoding. Before this, they combine this together. But since there are too many services, so they break this and then put it into another library called Geocoding Library. All right, so we're going to install this. Geolocator and Geocoding. Okay, so we start with Geolocator. So whenever you want to install new library, which is a quite big library, always stop first. Okay, and install the library. So either you can just use a command palette and use the pub spec assist and put the name Geolocator. Okay, just use the Geolocator and wait for the library complete its installation. But since we have slow internet connection, so we might have a little bit problem in terms of that. Okay, you can see down there, pub-get is running. Yeah, pub-get is running, so you need to wait for this to complete, but this will require internet connection. Okay, so we'll require internet connection, so make sure that you're connected and cross your fingers that your internet is working okay. Mine should be working, but yeah, not quite sure because I already used this my data. I hope I still got my data plan working for sharing the data. Okay, so make sure that you have your exit code 0. Don't take a second. All right. So might as well I just install the other one, the second library, which is geocoding. So install the second one, geocoding, might as well, so that I don't have to do it 2 times. So install the second one, which is for the geocoding to translate your latitude, your lat lang data into address, so that we can just retrieve that information automatically. Okay, so let it download it, downloading the PubGap. Okay, still doing that. Twenty-six seconds. All right. Okay, so now we're going to start with the geolocator. So once you install your geolocator, now you can implement them. You can use example from here, or you can use example from my book. Should be no problem. So this can be a little bit complex to understand. Okay, so you can see there's a lot of stuff going on here because they implement everything to show all the functionality But my book here tries to simplify the operation. Okay, so the first thing that we need is to import a geolocator. So we just want to get latitude and longitude information. Take this one first. So import the library into your project. Okay, so make sure that there's no error when you import the library. It should show you the squiggly blue error, blue warning, but that just to indicate that we haven't yet used the library. But this is taking forever. Hope, please, there's nothing wrong with the library. Haven't yet showed that. All right, so when you have that ready, now you can just implement the rest. So here I use a preset location. A preset location means that I'm going to use this information for now before we can get the current position. Okay, so let's just implement the methods here. So this method basically implemented, it's quite long actually. There are another method that you need to add to get the address, but down here later, because this is for geolocator, but we want to get our geocoder information. It's very slow. Mouse is not moving well. This is not fun. All right, so to enable location-based service, so this is what I usually did. Okay, so the first thing is that you can create a method. This is the method. Okay, I'm going to put it inside this. Let's say I'm going to put down here. Okay, just a method. Where is it? This is also quite slow. Oh. Okay, and then we check for the service enable or not first, and then use the this object. Okay, so you can see there's still error there, but I'm not quite sure why it says the board. Oh yeah, I need to return this. I forgot to. I didn't return anything just yet. So you need to return of the future value. Okay, so the first thing that it will look to check for the service enable. The second thing that it will look for the check permission of the geolocator. So this is the check permission, and the third one is to check for if the permission is denied forever. Okay, so if the permission is denied forever, okay, so we check inside here. Okay, don't worry about those errors just yet. Oops, sorry, I copied the same thing twice. I already copied here, but it didn't catch up. So I'm going to take the whole method here and put it inside here. All right. So don't worry about this error just yet. So I'm going to remove that. But that should work for the first stage, the first step, which to determine or get permission, right? Actually get permission first. Actually, you can just change the name, check permission, okay? Check location permission. So any names that much more logical. All right, so this method basically check location permission. What it did here is that it will check for one. This is the first one. If the service enable for your GPS, it will check on that first, and then check for the permission. If the permission for the application to be able to access the geolocator service is given or not. So if the location permission is denied, await for geolocation permission first. If location permission is denied again, return. So we're going to quit error with location permission denied. So this is where if you want to disable or if you want to navigate back to your main page. Okay, so if your user didn't allow for this permission, okay, because whenever the first time you access the location permission, you have two options. Do you want to allow? Do you want to allow for this application to access location information? If user say no, okay, so this is where you implement. Okay, so this is where you implement, which is location permission are denied. Okay, location are denied. So if denied means that you don't allow. Okay, this is the decision that you need to take. If user didn't allow for their location to be taken, what do you want to do? Okay, if you want to implement strict policy means that they have to enable, let the user know first, and then return back to the previous. You just pop that current navigation, return back to the previous navigation. So it means that user didn't allow for your page, for your application to be able to access to the location information. Okay, so you put it here. But if there's another option here, if location permission is denied forever, means that don't allow, user did not allow for this application to access location information, this is where you respond. Okay, but if everything goes well, then it will return automatically get user current location by using the geolocator get current position. Okay, it will return that information. Okay, so this method basically implement check location permission. So if you want to run this, so usually check location permission, or maybe check and get location. Check permission, the names, this is just name. Okay, whatever the names that you want to give it here. So we want check permission and get location. Okay, so this is maybe a much better name. All right, so where do you call this method? So depend on how you want to implement this logic. And in my case, in this application case, we want this to be implemented whenever user navigate to the new product class. Okay, so when I click on, definitely I need to open the application to run this project first. But hear me the logic here. So whenever user click on new product, the first thing that we want to do is to check the location permission first. Check the location permission. If user did not allow, then we return back. We didn't allow for user to even enter their product information, to take picture and whatnot. Okay, so this is a strict requirement. But if you're not so strict, means that either user provide their location or not, So you still allow, but you have to provide them with an option how to enter their location, such as by using text field. Okay, that's it. Or maybe by using Google Map. Okay, Google Map later, maybe we can use Google Map, open up, pop up a Google Map, and the user can choose from the Google Map. But that is an expensive operation, okay, because your application will require to have or implement Google Map API to be able to access to Google Map and then get the location from user tab. But that's expensive, okay, expensive. All right, so here now we want to implement or we want to call for the check permission get location. And usually I'm going to implement this through the init state. Okay, so at override void init state. I'm going to implement from view screen, login screen. I'm just going to take the, sometimes I forgot the overall. Just implement init state. But instead of this, we want to load it's the name of the methods. Check permission get location. So implementation will be here. Okay. But I'm going to assign this because it basically return data. It return position. Okay, so when it return position, so I'm going to have a definition of position here. Position. Okay, so definitely you need a late modifier if you haven't yet defined, but we don't have to worry because it's the name position. Okay, so object position here, we assign to the position and then it should return with, oops, sorry, is it mission location or future position? Oops, this one is future position. Future, you cannot call from here. You cannot call from init state. You need to implement some other method. I forgot about that method. So let me check again. The way that I implement here is through late. Okay, here you can see there's a late position there, current position. But I just call up here without assignment. That should be able to work. But the return permission will be inside here. But this is not the proper way of doing it. But just to avoid that, I'm going to have the load position to get this from this one. If I may, get current position as position. Check, let me check location permission, featured error, location permission, get current position, but this one just as a position. Let's just try that. Okay, because we want to get this information later on to print out our location. But yeah, let me disable that first and I just want to print a latitude and longitude information. So to print out that, let me just print here. Just to get information first. Supposed to be assigned to location. Okay, it's quite hard if we didn't able to run the project and then everything goes very, very slow. So actually, I just want to get that latitude and longitude. I'm looking for the library. This is for permission. permission, but this geolocator get current position. That is basically the information that I'm looking for. But here I implemented through another method called GetAddress. But the GetAddress basically pass current position. Pass current position. Let me just check if they have updated something here. I have it here. The current position is not somewhere inside here. Check. Current position, get current position by using geolocator, get address. Current position is this. But where is the current position? Current position, we pass to this method down here. And then we can get, but this one, I don't want to implement this yet because this is geocoder. Okay, this geocoder, you want to get place mark from coordinate. Okay, but I don't want that. I just want to get this position here. Okay, but this position only provided by this. But I don't have it defined anywhere in the project where I assign the value. That can be something, because here I can get geolocator get current position, which will return to the up here to the init set. Okay, but this position here I don't have any information. Okay, so that is something that I forgot. Let me check. Let me check first position await. Okay, here position await geolocator get last known position. Location accuracy is enabled. Check permission, request permission. Setting, get bearing. Hold on. There's a new update, a little bit confused. Get current position, can use this. Position. Okay, let me try to apply this here. Down here. Okay. We assign to position if we can. All right, so we should be able to get that. So now we can use position. Okay, now we can use position and then get the location of the device. Should be able. So once we get that, we can just print out information, position dot latitude. Okay, and then another one, position dot longitude. For now, okay, for now. So now, once you get the position, which is I define this as a global object, from the geolocator get current position. But this one just to return, I'm not quite sure if I can just remove this future because I did not need this to return anything. So there's no need for me to return. And I can just apply that. Okay, just get the information first and let's see what we can do from there. So let me run this and hope especially running on my device. I don't want that. Okay, so we're going to run this on my AVD one more time. And let's see if you are able to get it to work. In the meantime, I'm going to pause this. Zoom. Okay, so now we have the application successfully installed, even though with the warning here. So it does seems to work. So let's see if we go back to the seller's page, and then trying to have new product. Okay, so through no location information defined in manifest. Oh yeah. One more thing I forgot about this is you need to provide permission into your Android manifest. This is the one thing that I forgot to mention. I think I already have it inside here. Yeah, here. All right, so permission that you need to provide if you're running on Android is the following permission of access, find location, cost location, internet, and also background location. So you need to have this setting into your Android manifest, which is under folder app. Sorry, folder app, source, main, and Android manifest. I forgot about that. And then you need to put it into the application setting. Put it here. Okay. So the user's permission should be over there, but why is that color? One of the permission is a white color. It's not supposed to be white color. User's permission. Just take this one. It's supposed to be blue, not white. Oh yeah. Yeah, this one. So one should be closing. Why is that mine? It's not. One of it is white. This one also white. Let me check where I put it properly. So right underneath manifest XML. Just go back. Is it there? Because the setting is under directory manifest users permission under manifest. Oh yeah, under up here. Is it? Let's just take one more time. So this basically provide permission for your application. Is it inside here? Inside there? Down there. Yeah. Okay, so make some arrangement, make it look better. All right, so I think it's there. But I think before this, it should be inside here. Oh, just give it a try. Right, so you need to provide that because you can see permission definition is not found in the exception. Okay, so in the manifest, make sure that you allow at least access, find location, and cost location into the manifest. So the manifest that we have there, we add all. So we have find cost location, even the internet, and also background location. So we provide all the. But I'm not quite sure if this one required in the latest version. But yeah, give it a try first, and then let's try to reload the project and see if you manage to get it to work one more time. Okay, try to reload. So let's see if you manage to print out latitude and longitude information. Okay, so one more time, save, hot reload, and then try to access the seller and also new product. Still throw the exception. I already have the manifest inside. Still complaining about manifest. Can see there's no location information because of that. Still complaining about my manifest. So something wrong with my manifest. Users permission, everything seems to be okay. Let me just use my GitHub and see where it's supposed to put that. Let me just check first quickly. So yeah, correct. I put it up here. The permission should be there. Right underneath my manifest. Okay, so it means that it should work. Maybe I need to stop and do the full installation one more time because of that. And try one more time. 5. Okay, so one more time. Let's see if you manage to get it to work. The location information. Go to seller, go to new product. Here. All right, so we managed to get it to work. So this is what I mean by that. Allow my PASA V2 to access this device location. Okay, so this is where where user can choose either to allow or not, to deny or to allow. So usually, because I did not implement anything that's supposed to work on that, if statement, you can see here, I did not do anything, just return, but still you can access the UI. But if you don't want to allow for the user to access the UI, you need to add a navigator pop there so that they cannot access, and you need to provide a reason why. Okay, but here I just allow the application to access, allow. Okay, so for better turn on device location, which is this one, it will let me know that you need to turn on the device location. So now you can see you get this latitude and longitude information. Okay, down there, lat length. So this is the information that we want. Okay, so because with this information now you can retrieve user current location. Okay, by using geocoding. Okay, so 6.4662, this is a latitude, this is longitude. Okay, print out from here. But this is only one time because I just give the instruction, get current position, and wait for that position to be available. So once you have your current position ready, now you can pass that information to retrieve geocoding information, and that can be implemented through this one more function down here, which is GetAddress. So this GetAddress, I hope this can just work straightforward. So these are the methods down here. Basically, once you get the position, so let me just throw it down there. The place mark, I need to import that. I did not yet import the geocoding into the project yet. So import geocoding into the project, put it there so that you don't have the error. Okay, so just string, this is just string, just to print out first. This one also string, so this one just not yet because of the controller, we don't have controller yet. So down here also string. This is also string. Maybe I can just put it string here. Location, this mark, latitude, longitude also no need as yet. We just want to get address. Okay, so location, print log. Okay, so just print log so that we can get place mark array 0. So let's see what do we get with array 0, array 1, array 2, array 3. So if you want to get the rest, I can just concatenate all this with array 1, concatenate one more with array 2. What do we get, right? So just do the concatenation. There's no need for this, right? So this one just you can just put comma, and the other one just put comma, and they are complaining about interpolation, so we just use interpolation there. So this one just to print out location information from the place mark from coordinate. So we need to pass coordination. we need to pass the coordinate. So we can just use this method GetAddress here and then pass from here once we get the position. So we just pass position there. And then the position will pass to the GetAddress, and GetAddress should be able to retrieve the geocoding information. So let me save on that and then get back, and let's see if we manage to get address information by using geocoding. Clear? And then try that one more time. New product. There you go, Changlun. Okay, so you can see place mark 0 is Changlun. Place mark second is 1 is still also Changlun for the. Oh yeah, sorry. Supposed to be this. Everything I set to locality. It's not locality. I want to get Changlun. Locality, postcode, street, sub-locality. What do we have? Administrative area. And the other one, maybe we want to get country. Okay, so 3 information: locality, administrative area, and then country. So let's do that one more time. So we should be able to get the data print out inside our debug. So go back, new product. You can see there, Changlun, Kedah, Malaysia. Okay, so if you choose different location, let's say like, let me move to a different location virtually. So let's say somewhere in Bukit Mertajam here. Okay, so set this as my current location for the device. All right, so if I go back and then new product, so now you should be able to see Bukit Mertajam, Penang, Malaysia. Okay, so that basically how geocoding and geolocator works. Get the latitude and longitude first, and then you pass that latitude and longitude to the geocoding, and then geocoding should be able to retrieve the information automatically so that you can get this address Bukit Mertajam, Penang, Malaysia, and do that automatically. And then now you can just set state, and then you put somewhere into your form down there and use that information. And user don't have to even enter this information anymore. Okay, so that basically the automatic address retrieval. So you can see there's still a lot. Instead of just locality, you can still see, you can retrieve name. Sometimes certain address, they have name, postal code, street, sub-administrative area, sub-locality, sub-thoroughfare. Yeah, that's some of the information that you can retrieve. Even sometimes phone number. Do they have phone number? Before this, they do have phone number. Nope, they don't. I think they removed that already. Thoroughfare. Okay, so yeah, you can use that information and then retrieve basic address. Okay, basic address. But actually, more than enough. Actually, you can use that information, and this basically the geocoding part. Okay, so geocoding part. Once we get latitude and longitude information from here, and then we just pass the position object to this GetAddress, and GetAddress will then continue to get the address by using the place mark from coordinate, and then we pass that information latitude and longitude to the place mark for coordinate, and then here once it will wait for the place mark, and then you can just retrieve the place mark array. Usually it will retrieve more than one. Okay, so here we just retrieve from place mark array 0, so which is the first information that it found. Okay, so you can actually check how many data by using lang. Okay, you can check by using lang. You can get how many requested that you retrieve. So you can get actually from anywhere around the world. And then let's say somewhere in Indonesia. Okay, let's say in Medan here. Okay, set your current location over there. Set location, and then should be able to retrieve the information. But here, because we need to go back to be able to implement our location, so we need to go back and then retrieve back the new product, And you can see now this is in Kecamatan Galang, Sumatera Utara, Indonesia. Okay, so that's how easy it is to implement a location manager. Okay, so then later on after this next class, we're going to look into how to upload image into server and then get all the forms information and then store that information into database. Okay, so yeah, that's all for today. And I'm going to stop this.